again. It's James Adair. Thank you for meeting me again in our Zoom link. And I'm so happy to be joined today by a guy named Bill Hillestad, who I'm just so impressed with. He spoke to our coaching group a few months back, and he's a real expert on social media. And I know before I started listening to him, social media was something that kind of stressed me out and made me kind of want to bury my head in the sand because I knew I was supposed to be there and I didn't want to be there. And I did, it's something that frustrates. I used to feel like I was really successful as a marketer in my mortgage business. By the way, welcome to the Equity Accelerator podcast, where we talk about all manner of building your mortgage business, your real estate business, just accelerating equity in any aspect of your life. But today we're really going to dive deep into social media for the real estate business operator. That was one thing that I've found to be so valuable. I finally started implementing some of the things that Bill recommended in our class. The first thing I want to talk about, and ideally, if you're seeing this, if you're the first time listener to the Equity Accelerator podcast, maybe you found us on Facebook because of the things that we're going to talk about doing right now. And if that is what happened, then you know it works, and you know you should reach out to us and have us help you deploy it, because it's so easy. It's unbelievably easy, Bill. So let me tell you what my experience so far, and then you can jump in and just like run away, because people got to hear you talk about this stuff. It's so fun. You taught us how to do what's called a Facebook page migration, meaning most people in the real estate business have a Facebook page for themselves, and then they also have their business page. So Chris, you're a realtor, you have Chris Angel, your Facebook page, and maybe you have, 1,000 friends that you've amassed over the years. And then you have Chris Angel Realtor page, and you have 120 likes and whenever you post something there, no one engages with it. Right. Even maybe you'd have to, because you have to boost it, and you don't have access to your actual social network. But there is a way to actually clone your personal page with a couple clicks, like 3 clicks, maybe 4 clicks. And it turns your entire Facebook page into a business page, and it looks identical and so all of a sudden you now have your Chris Angel Realtor business page, your Chris Angel personal page, and now a third page that's just a clone of your personal page. So it doesn't delete your existing page, you just add a new page, and you have now 1,000 likes on that page. So now you can add information to your new cloned migrated page and boost posts to your actual network and get so much engagement. It's unbelievable. And it doesn't cost much at all. Obviously, migrating is free. What costs is paying for that extra exposure. And Bill, take it away, because that's what I'm planning to do with this podcast now, is to take some old episodes that I think are relevant, put them into my newly migrated page, and start. So you're going before and after. You've done this before.
This was a workshop. Aaron was a realtor that was doing everything right, posting great content. Look at this, very authentic.
Well, Bill, keep in mind, this is mainly an audio product, so we're gonna have to describe what we're talking about here.
Okay, so this is his page. It's a good looking page. You can see right there on the screen that he's got 130 followers. He showed up at a workshop. We did a migration for him, and he left 45 minutes later with 2,202 followers. I'll unshare that now, but that kind of highlights the power of it.
Yeah.
Every single day you get them too, all the time. You get the emails saying so-and-so wants you to like their page. And we try to grow our following by begging, and it's just not effective. So yeah, step 1, do a migration. I'll hand out a link on my website where I have a list of the links and the resources. You know where it is.
I do. I've been using your resource link. It's unbelievable. There's like 50 things. It's basically a spreadsheet with here's how to do this, here's how to do that. And each thing that you describe, you have a link to like a YouTube video. Here's how to implement it. And then
Yeah.
here's the link on Facebook where you
If
do the
somebody
thing you need
asks
to
me
do.
for it at
What's
any
that?
point, I said, if anybody ever asks me for anything, hey, can I get a copy of the PowerPoint you just used? Can I get, what was the link to? What was that website where's that document? Anything anybody ever asked me for, I stick it on that little smart sheet.
Cool.
So that that's it. Everything, if somebody wants it, there it is. That's where you go get it, including I do a training every week on some social media or digital marketing thing. And I have links to all of those. There's probably 75 or 80 of them up there. That way it's just always there and I don't have to respond to people going, where can I get? So yeah, that's the link to do the migration. It's a hidden link. Facebook doesn't talk about it, but you can go there and you click the link and like you said, a few clicks and now you've got a bunch of followers on your new page. That's step one.
Because the fallacy of social media marketing, specifically Facebook marketing, is that people get in the habit of talking about their real estate business on their personal page and just hoping for organic reach.
Yeah, there's a handful of critical mistakes that are made over and over. One, you're right, the fallacy of organic in that on average, 16% of your friends will get what you post into their news feed. And then the odds that they'll see it are, even slimmer because we never see a fraction of what gets into our news feeds. So 16% is your absolute high side if you're trying to cheat and do it on your profile. And on a business page, it's worse though. It ranges from 1 to 10%, depending on the size of the business and the following. But there is no organic reach. You got to have some paid reach
right,
in order to make it really work. And there's a very specific manner. And this one's really simple. The numbers are just the numbers. And I'm a nerd, so that's all that matters to me. And it's this. In the mortgage space, 86% of past clients say they like their originator so much that they would reuse or refer them. And yet 10.2% ever do refer them. What happened to the other 76? They forgot you. In real estate, it's 91 and 12. 91% of people say they'd reuse or refer. 12% ever do. What happened? And you lose the majority of the business that you could have had, warm business, because people forgot you. 75% of people can't remember their loan officer or their realtor's name 12 months after they close a deal with them. They remember you. It was Adam, but they can't remember your name, much less your phone number. So even though they would use you again, they just don't know to. That's the key to this Facebook thing. If you do it, these few simple steps, you'll never, ever be forgotten by anybody you ever meet again for the rest of your life. In fact, we're going to get all those old people that you used to know and you forgot and the people you went to high school with and college with and people you don't really know but you go to church with or play softball with or whatever, you can get everybody you've ever crossed paths with effectively into a database where they're going to see you at least once a week and you'll never be forgotten again. That's it. That's enough to double anybody's business. Nobody could do this and not double their business.
Bill, what's the protocol then on, so I convert, I migrate to my personal profile to a page, and then am I boosting one piece of content a week for a certain budget over 7 days, or what's the protocol there?
The protocols all over the map, depending on how engaged you are and what you do and what kind of content, obviously, but as a simple rule of thumb, I need people to see me 33 times a year at a minimum. That's kind of where the statistical threshold was. So 3 times a month. So I need to be posting at least once a week. If you've got more stuff, post more. But don't ever fall for the trap that you got to post 3 times a day or 8 times a day or whatever. Remember this, every time you comment on your own post or reply to a comment, it bumps it back to the top of the newsfeed as if it was a brand new post. So why post 3 things? Post the one best thing and then comment on it twice. And
Nice.
even
is that true? Is that only true for like a boosted business?
No,
A paid post, or that's true for any post always?
Every comment you make pumps it back up to the top. Cheaters in my industry call it bumping a post. And if you pay attention, soon, one of these days, you're going to see a post where a comment shows up with the word bump. And then you're going to go back to it and it's going to be gone, because what people do is they write the word bump as a comment and then go delete the comment. But it's already at the top. And so we call it bumping a post. So you want to bump your posts back up to the top so that they're always there. But
Well, I'm getting stressed out again.
one post a week. Posts go to your business page always first, because people say page or profile. Both, always both. All posts that have anything to even remotely related to business, if they're not embarrassing, they're still for business. Because remember, 80% of your content is for them, 20% is for you. So don't put up something about mortgages or listings or whatever, more than 1 out of 5 posts. The rest of it just,
that's interesting. So what do you do on the other 4 posts?
yeah, ask yourself with sincerity, if I was scrolling through Facebook, would I care to see this? Would I stop, pause, scroll, click, share, comment, whatever, and be real? If you wouldn't like to see this, then you shouldn't put it up. So the things that work are photos of you and people, friends, whatever, charitable stuff, endorsements, stuff that has nothing to do with real estate. It's about you, but not embarrassing. People want to know you as a person, and you try to do stuff that has your logo or your company name or something, and you always try to get your branding in there, what you do. But there's a bunch of examples on that resource page that we'll share of pages that are done right. And you can see the shift in some of them when they all of a sudden shifted and started doing real authentic engagement type stuff that people cared about. I like to share, my favorite post by far is the commentary post. Go find the best, pretend Zillow, who has probably 100 writers, the best writers in the industry. What if they all worked on your staff and you had all of them write all their articles, and then you tested them all on Zillow and only took the top 2% of their content, and you could use that as your content? Because see, we all have millions of views. The problem is we send those views away to other websites and pages because we share stuff. But you don't have to share their content as a share. Under fair use law, if you edit a piece of content for editorial, commentary, demonstration, example, or critique purposes, it becomes new content. So when I take that article or that video and I record a quick little video that says, hey, have you ever wondered, da, 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 da? Well, here's 3 tips that, personally, not a big fan of number 3, and I think they missed one. I'll bring that up at the end. And then I would cut to Zillow's video, or I would have the link to the article down below. And then I would come back at the end and say, number 3 is, but just give me your take, your commentary. Think movie trailer. How many times you've been suckered into a lousy movie by a good movie trailer?
God, I love movie trailers so much.
Exactly. Just give me the movie trailer. So what I do is I borrow the best image. I borrow the headline or something even better. I try to come up with a better headline to see if I can outpull. But I take the most viral content I can find. And you can go to places, again, in that resource center like BuzzSumo or Content Studio and search content by its how much engagement it has, by how viral it is. But I just find other content, offer a little commentary, little critique, little whatever. I get my video, I get my branding, and then I get the best content on the web that I know is viral because it's already proven to be viral. Post that to my page. And now to get back to the original question, I put some boost on it. I don't, and you'll see the training up there. I boost things differently depending on the purpose. If I'm looking for video views, bragging rights, I do it different. If I'm looking for nurturing my database, it's different. How you optimize it matters, but effectively reach, I want to get as many people as possible. Video views, the most video views. Lead gen, I want the most leads. Engagement, I want the people that, and Facebook will give it to the people that are most likely to do whatever. So if in my call to action, I go, hey, here's a commentary, blah, 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 blah. Here's an article about staging your home for sale. This is one of 4 articles I give every one of my clients and force them to read before they sell their home. I think they're absolutely mandatory. Click down below to read the full article. If you want the other 3, feel free to shoot me a message. And if I'm saying shoot me a message, which is the best form of lead gen, Facebook will serve it up to people that are most likely to use Messenger and shoot me a message, and they'll favor them. I will get blown up with messages from people going, can I get those other articles? Because I optimize for that. Lead gen, they'll fill out a form. Video views, they like to watch videos. So you gotta, when you post, I'm just saying you gotta, there's more to it than just, so worst case scenario, just put a boost on it. Put $10 on everything you put up, no matter what. I don't do it for 3 days. I tend to do mine on a daily budget. So I do
10 bucks a day.
Yeah, just $10 a day. And then I shut it off as soon as it quits making me happy. Because when I do that, I can always go back to it if it has a call to action. Like,
Right.
saw Bliss Sawyer just did a first time buyer one with pieces of paper where she didn't even say anything, just held them all up. Are you renting?
Right.
Living in? Great video that you can use over and over and over. If you do it on a run into perpetuity, Facebook just has an on off button. So I put it on there for $10, let it run for a day or a half a day, turn it off. Go, hey, look, I got a lead. I don't know, turn that sucker back on, put it at $20 a day. Wow, I got 3 leads. I'm running $7 a lead. And now I can go back to that post anytime I want and turn it on. And guys, it's a shame that this isn't an on-screen format because I could show you all the posts in my own business manager and all the accounts I manage. I can go to any one of those and I've got a dozen of them running at any given point. I can turn them on, turn them off, turn them down. People will be like, you know, hey, give me a break. I need a couple of days with no lead. Great, off. And I can do it from my phone. You know, or they can say, hey, can you crank us up? We're getting about 60 leads a day. We could use about 100. And I'd go, oh, you're spending $200. Boom, and I just change the amount and enter. And I've got year-old posts that still pull as good today as they did in the beginning. So on the lead gen posts and things like that, I tend to do them daily. But it's a rule of thumb. Every post you do should get at least $5. 3 is the minimum, which is $1 a day for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Put a little boost on it, because if Zuckerberg doesn't get his due, you won't get your organic juice either. So when you put it on your page and you put some boost on it, now you're immediately going to hit share and share to your personal timeline. So now it gets shared to your profile timeline.
Oh, I see. So you make your migrated page, you boost your post, and then you share it to your actual page too.
Yes. So now you're not violating their terms of service because you're not posting business stuff on your profile. You're just sharing it. It got posted on your page. And here's the kicker. If you posted it originally to your profile, you can't boost it. It's only ever going to hit 16% of the people on average.
Mm-hmm.
But if I put $10 on it over at my page, share it to my profile, and now Facebook they got to spend my $10. And I tend to run anywhere from 1 to 3 cents a video view, say. So, you know, dang, that's going to be 1,000 views. Well, if they're going to show it to 1,000 people, I don't have that many, and they're going to look for whoever is most likely to enjoy it or whoever seems to be enjoying. Well, my friends are where I'm going to get some comments over on my profile. So bottom line, they're going to shove it through to everybody in my profile. If it's something like a closing video, which is my personal favorite, the closing gift post, that one I always force people to put $100 on, because it'll get 10,000 views. And it won't just hit everybody you know, it'll hit everybody your client knows. That client that just said nice things about you, yep, everybody they know. Then it'll start to hit the friends of their friends and the friends of their friends. And
how long does that take? Is that all instantaneous, or does that take a few days?
That takes a couple days.
Yeah.
It'll hit hard the first day, but it takes a couple days, and I want it to, because I want Facebook to have time to catch people when they're on scrolling content and in a good mood. But that particular post, which is hands down my favorite post on the face of the planet, the most common testimonial I get on that one is, I just got a deal from somebody I haven't seen in 30 years that I went to high school with, and we're not even friends on Facebook.
Wow.
Because it hits the people you are friends with, and then it hits their friends.
It's just like magic. This is the magic. This is when I was telling Chris before we started recording, this is the story you were telling our coaching group this spring. And I was just like, this is like fishing with dynamite. Basically, you just throw the depth charge in the barrel, and then the fish just float to the top, and you just take them out. You take them home and eat them.
As long as you're on there and the comments, that's, everybody always forgets to actively monitor their Facebook. And because look, business is about connections. It's about relationships. Connections come from conversations. You have all these opportunities. Every time somebody's writing something, you can write something back.
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable connection point to buy brain cells, to make them remember you. If you just said, Bill, you got to make it so simple that anybody, yes, I would do the closing post where
I love it. So Bill, I love I want to jump in about the closing post, because that was another thing that was a big light bulb for me when I first heard your presentation, was the call to action, and most real estate agents and mortgage people are talking about mortgage products or rates are low or some sort of like weird joke, like a meme about, keep calm and mortgage on or whatever, you're just like, okay, like whatever, right? It's not engaging. But when you have a 10-second video of two people signing closing documents and looking happy, you post that with the call to action, not of like, call me for your mortgage. The call to action is, hey, your friends just bought a house. Like, you should say congratulations to them. That's the call to action, right?
Yeah.
I love that, because I think one of the things, if you're a realtor and you're listening to this and you're sort of nodding your head and you're like, oh my God, now I'm stressed out. Now I need to do all this stuff. They're posting, I'm hosting an open house, or look at this cool house, or it's like very house related, or look at this listing. And that has some value, but most people aren't thinking about listings. I think, and also most agents are embarrassed to post a lot about their business because they're like, everyone's just posting listings all the time. First of all, if you're a real estate agent, you're probably Facebook friends with 10 times more real estate agents than most other people. So your feed is like lousy with just real estate junk. And so I know there's the impulse as an agent to be, I don't want to be that. That's not me. I'm different. And I don't know how to put myself out there in this way. And I guess what I'm saying is there's a different way. There's a better way. And it's to migrate your page. So you're actually talking to the people who know you already. Boost a post, sometimes about real estate, but maybe like for me, I'm really interested in music and new music. I'm really interested in television shows and books that I'm reading. I would love, would it be valuable for me to say, hey, I just read this book and it's so cool, and boost that post?
By all means, it's he or she with the most friends wins. And when you look, and by the way, when you guys go to that resource center, I haven't posted this week's training yet. I'll get it posted. But the training on Monday of this week, because we do them every Monday, was specifically examples. I did nothing but say, here's all kinds of examples of people that are crushing it. I mean, crushing it.
I know. And you were saying that once you have it set up properly, for less than $100 a month, you could be getting 10 to 20,000 video views per month.
Yep. So I gave all those examples so people can look at it. But when you look at the best stuff, yeah, Kenny Klaus always gets up and says, hey, it's Kenny Klaus, Keller Williams, Klaus Team Realty. Listen, he always mentions his title, his company are part of his name. And he's frequently got a logo on his shirt when he's shooting his videos. I only need to remind you I'm in the business. I don't have to sell you on it. I don't have to tell you everybody knows I want your business. I just have to remind you that I'm a realtor. And then my only goal is make you like me, make you respect me. So now I just have to be cool. I have to put up something funny, something engaging, something valuable. It doesn't have to have anything if it's better if it doesn't have anything to do with real estate. If it's about charity, you guys want to do your first killer post? Do a post about the next charitable thing that somebody asked for help with. Oh yeah, kids are having a car wash to raise money for new uniforms for the volleyball team at the high school. And it's this Saturday at Walgreens parking lot at 9:00. Well, great. If I could shoot that video with you, even better, and say, I'm here with team captain. So what do you guys got going on? That's it, everybody. Come down this Saturday, 9:00. We need to help these girls get their new uniforms. They deserve it. I don't care if her car is clean or dirty or not. Bill Hillstead, ABC Realty, signing off. Expect to see you there, whatever. But if I do that, and then I can pick on my targeting if I want. I can pick stuff about the high school, people with this age kid in their home. I can do that, but no, I can just put it up in the community, and then I'm going to tag some of the people on the volleyball team who are going to share it and push and do whatever. And that one with a little $10 boost, yeah, you're going to get thousands of video views, and people are going to see you helping out in the community and helping a charity. Inviting people to a pet adoption day is probably the holy grail. You get to have a puppy in the picture.
Chris, this is like your tribal marketing stuff on steroids.
That's awesome.
Man.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Yeah. Chris, you and I need to have a tribal marketing conversation because it's one of my favorite techniques, terms, tools, and whatnot. And how do I get them to pay attention? But like one of the examples you'll see from last week's training was Tanya Barnett, who only markets to dog and cat lovers. And she can't hire people on her team fast enough. She's up to about 12 people on her team now and just keeps growing. But 90% of her content is raising money or awareness for dog and cat charities. And every 10th post will be, hey, it's Tanya, taking a little break from all the dog, cat, charity stuff. Need to pay some bills, pay for all my charitable work. Who do you know who, blah, blah, blah. Or what do you think? And she reminds people, every post reminds them what business she's in, but all the posts are about something else.
Smart. So smart.
Crazy.
We could keep going down this road.
I
of like
know,
all
this
the
is crazy. I think maybe
tools.
we're at a stopping point here. I know, Bill, this is going to be chock full. I just said I need to like let this just kind of
you need
let
one
it breathe. Let it breathe. It's so
marinate in my brain.
Yeah, one tip at a time. We should do this. I feel like I hate overwhelming people. I want to follow all the way through on a tip.
Well, Bill, I'll have you. I'll earmark you as a recurring guest. I'll try to bring you on a few times a year if you don't mind.
There you go. Yeah, but we'll just get one killer tip, something they can go do that day, like the closing post. The next one, we need to show them exactly how to do a closing post. Because I always guarantee people, if you'll do this, you'll get not leads, you'll get 3 warm referrals from every closing. Every time, never fails.
All right. Well, I'm going to do that on my next closing. If you're in the Portland area and you're listening to this and you're a real estate agent, and you want to dive deeper on this in partnership with me, reach out, find me at james@pdxhomeloan.com. My website is just pdxhomeloan.com. Of course, if you go there, you can call me or text me or whatever. Let's partner up on this. And this is so easy and exciting. And hopefully you've stumbled into this conversation because I was able to execute some of these ideas properly. And, maybe this will be our most viewed and listened to podcast yet. That'll be my goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to call me later and I'll tell you, straight up.
Yeah. Let's blow this thing up, Bill. Let's see how much we could pump this thing up.
I get everybody $100, 10,000 views. That's always my goal.
Okay.
I love it. So good. So good.
Crazy.
James, Bill, that was awesome. That was so good. That was so useful. So practical. Love it.
All right,
another great episode, James, of Equity Accelerator.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you, Bill, so much. I'm so glad we crossed paths, and I'll look forward to talking to you in days to come.
All right. Sounds good. We'll see you guys. Thanks for having me on.